What I've written is called The Fool's Monologue. I'm going to start with the preface to the novel, which I'm going to kind of use loosely as the preface to my story. This book is to be neither an accusation nor a confession, and least of all an adventure. For death is not an adventure to those who stand face to face with it. Ram Dass might say something different, but that's a whole nother conversation. It will try simply to tell of a generation of men who, even though they may have escaped its shells, were destroyed by the war. It's the end of the preface. I'm not standing face to face with death. I'm actually living in hitherto unimaginable physical comfort. I'm young and poor basically, but I'm eating. I'm getting to live out bits and pieces of my dreams. I can take 10 showers a day if I want to. However, beneath the skin of this beautiful soup, there's a trembling going on. A great spiritual war. This is going to be a rant, okay? Okay. In times of war, everyone needs to be on a soapbox. Action, movement, speech, right or wrong. War is about spilling the viscera of our feelings onto our shoes that stand on the soapbox. So please stop telling me I can't be on a soapbox, okay? Every day I wake up being ripped apart. This isn't a physical ripping, but a spiritual ripping. I'm trying to change all this. I start smoking at 7 a.m. It's a tick now. I ride the wave. The other day I was hugging this woman, and she asked me why my leg was shaking. I was amazed. Is my leg shaking? I asked her. Our sensitive moment was blown to pieces. I pulled away from her. I regained balance. These are the casualties of this war. The great spiritual war. Maybe this has been going on forever, but the feelings are getting more and more acute. The enemy, technology-induced insecurity, is spying on me constantly. I can feel the cameras and eyes lurking. I drink coffee, black, with coconut oil. Then I don't eat for the next 7 or 8 hours. Rations are light when you're poor and in the throes of a war like this one. My brain seems to be sharper with less food anyway. I'm on the front lines. Don't you see? I'm a grunt. I'm a millennial. I am one of the ones being sent to slaughter. If I'm not sharp, I get killed. I see a lot of them walking around with their heads in their phones, sitting ducks. They can't cross the street without staring into their phones. They're dead already. They've been primevally lobotomized by the enemy. Don't get me wrong, I see the elders doing it too, but I'm not talking about the elders. The elders aren't fighting this war. We are. I fear for these young cadets. They can't look up from their phones because they're too insecure and have primarily muted voices and cannibalized hearts. And this isn't a young insecurity. This is some new rift in the DNA. I pray every night I won't unconsciously slouch into being one of them. My queen-size bed is this foxhole. I fall in and await a new revelation. The threshing of my spiritual skin is excruciating. We have run-ins at the local watering holes. A woman walked up to me in one of them recently. I had on my uniform of all white with sunglasses. I wear sunglasses inside for 2 reasons. I'm trying to hide, 1. 2, I'm trying to give convention, aka a fierce enemy to our survival, the middle finger, as much as possible. Can I take your picture? She said, holding in one hand the disposable camera and in the other hand her glowing phone. Sure, I said. Human contact, finally. Thank God. It felt immaculate, eyes touching eyes. She snapped the photo, paused. Just a moment. What is your Instagram handle? She asked me, leaning in close with her phone, feverishly ready to type the thing that begins with @ She pressed the cold device against my belly as if she were ready to bayonet me. The phone is a deadly weapon. I think I saw froth building up at the sides of her mouth. I gave her the info, @ blah, blah, blah. My shoulders sank. She ran away. Where was she going with that photo and that handle? That was inhuman contact. She was going to be one of the howlers soon. The howlers are the ones that can't let go. They can't let go of the phone. They scream and howl in intense pain when they're detached from it. I hear them out there at night. It usually starts around 2 or 3 a.m. The sound is horrific. It's like pigs getting slaughtered. We've decided we have to kill the howlers off. Otherwise, it looks like they'll take over. They'll turn our culture and earth into one predictable pit of meme after meme. The enemy is slippery. Technology. It's hard to see. It camouflages so well. It hides in cables and wires and is tangled up underneath our couches, and we created it. But it scalds its way through our fingers like hot grease. It's slaughtering so much. It's helpful for so much, but it spills blood everywhere. It's double-edged. We can't really touch it without some residual burn. My troop is tirelessly trying to warn people about it. That's why I need you all. That's why I'm on this soapbox. We get exhausted. Our eyes sting as we look into our devices, trying endlessly, trying to strategize a plan to take it out. We don't want to sleep. We get stoned and try and look deeper for clues. We only want to keep digging, searching, devouring ourselves in this addiction, bathing in it like a hot ocean. People are slipping, man. It's like a heavy undertow. I saw an elder fall into it the other day. Everyone stood there watching him flounder. Nobody moved to help. We were mesmerized by this deathly, animalistic procession. As if we wanted to see his body get scraped away, as if we wanted to see something happen. We wanted to connect with him in a perverse way. The war is making us do that. I couldn't wait any longer. My mind snapped. I ran to the old man. He kept falling on his face. The waves were dragging him in. I pulled his body out. He thanked me. His face was overcooked and pale. I wanted to move his skin around and make sure he wasn't just another device under all of the flesh. We have to take care of them. They hold the keys, the elders. They have the stories, but I see them being picked off. One by one, the technology snipers keep them sedated. They don't know what to do with their fingers on the keyboard. They walk up the streets confused, thin hair on fire. And we watch, we try to save them, but we have to put the gas masks on ourselves first. Wildfires open our eyes. Icebergs breaking off in Texas-sized chunks open our eyes. It's organic. Something is finally occurring outside the realm of the device. Similar to the elder being nearly washed away. Horrifying, humbling, catastrophic. But ultimately, it's nature speaking to us. We salivate over this conversation with nature. This war is painful. It's uncertain. I feel like I have to apologize to you. I feel like I have to apologize for disrupting business as usual, right? But the phone disenchants us to a point of impassivity. Try finding a cadet to commit to anything these days. The invisible threads of computerization are breeding these two-legged, bloodthirsty creatures carrying the most intense form of discontentment. I fight them away with everything I've got. I want to live and continue to dream. I want to be able to feel. They don't want me to do that. We have to look at the animals. I heard a howler say their last meal would be a steak. How bizarre. Your last meal is a steak? Your death will be ushered in by the death of something else? Isn't that awful? Have you ever killed an animal up close? Seen its eyes? There's a heartbeat in there. Just like we have. We haven't turned to cold steel quite yet. I hope we never do. How mixed up have we gotten? How comfortable, how secure, how bored. See the stars again. Take off your shoes. Feel the earth. Get a blood blister. Chip your teeth. For God's sake, look up when you cross the street. Trust me, I've been awake on this battlefield long enough. That big ego tit is not nirvana. It's a slowly built coffin. Never mind the sunscreen. Let that warm ball of energy that is the sun fill your pores with its incomprehensible vibration. Let the moon sink its glitter into your skin. I'm grateful for this voice. I'm grateful for this soapbox. This ability to move and speak and be alive. I think we need love. Really? We need love. Can you say that with me? I've had pretty intense OCD because of this war, and I have to say everything 4 times. So can we repeat that 4 times? Ready? I think we need love. You got to do it. I think we need love. I think we need love. I think we need love.